I have not heard liquidity as a problem from anybody. That is one thing which I want to take as a message. If anything, more liquidity reaching them, they see a demand waiting there and they wouldn't mind extending further facility. However, they have some reservations because of given RBI rules, like they can't participate in a co-origination related exercise with another bank because of certain restrictions put on them by the Reserve Bank. So that is one of the main things, for example, which has come up, saying if only that wouldn't be curbing us, we'll be able to extend more loans. There is a demand. One point I'd like to highlight here is many of the MFIs and microfinance units which have come here are in the deep country. They are in absolutely rural, densely populated rural areas, whether in the north or in the south or in the west. So almost near unanimity prevailed that in those areas there's still demand, there's still activity going on, and they're going on extending their loans. And many of them, in fact, I was in a light-hearted way telling them, because each suggested that we are growing at 10, we are growing at 20 and so on. I said I'll be very glad to see placards of what is the growth, because all of them clearly voiced positive growth, which is a good, encouraging story. One other opinion which prevailed is affordable housing scheme, which the government has launched, is really taken off well. In fact, there's a desire from some of them saying instead of 45 lakhs, can it be raised to 50 lakhs so that that can be included. Segments which want 50 lakh also can be helped under the affordable housing. One observation which I heard, which I'm repeating, it's not my voice, that the commercial vehicle related problem, people not coming forward to buy as many commercial vehicles, is seen as a cyclical problem, is seen as a problem which is not new, which happened sometime in 2010 or so. So the private bankers and also the NBFCs, which are specializing in lending for commercial vehicles, feel that it is a problem which will be gotten over in the next 1 or 2 quarters. It has happened before, it is now again. Whereas in the passenger vehicle segment, what I heard here was that is largely driven by sentiment. And on that, because of the various ways in which companies have themselves come out, probably it will resume in the near future. These were observations which I heard. If there was a problem of liquidity, it was in the wholesale financing, so not in the retail. One interesting observation which came was the service sector is showing very high appetite for credit, and because today more than 50% contribution to the GDP of the country is from the service sector, there's immense possibility to be able to reach out to them, provided of course there are some simpler tweaking that we can do using their salaries and the cash that they earn also as part of what can be used for their assessment, credit assessment. So whilst that is already growing at a good rate, credit offtake by the service sector, a bit more facilitation, understanding their assets are more liquid assets rather than immovables, such amendments would also help them in order to service the prudential norms but yet give further credit to them. So on the whole, it was a very, what can I say, tonic-like meeting where I've heard a lot of good things, positive things, and not one voice said there's a concern, there is a shortfall of demand, but to my surprise, more credit for them is possible even as it is, because none of them voiced liquidity concerns.